Welcome to Tommy's Porthole.
Here we go. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh yeah, come on in. This is the B-roll footage that I want to see, not the actual main thing. This is you and me getting awkward. All right.
So how you feeling?
Good. Let's get this in.
Just two men enjoying each other's company by the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also have been holding on to this plant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's all this about? Where did you get a plant from?
I didn't actually get it.
How did your plant appear here?
I got this plant. It was just here when I got here. It was from not even the pub entertainer before me, but the pub entertainer before that.
Nice. So it's like
for a while.
It's been inherited through the generations of pub entertainers on board.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool. I mean, does it need a lot of water?
I was nervous about that when I first got here, and I think I drowned it a couple times.
Yeah.
I talked to the guy beforehand, and he said he only fed it like every couple weeks, which is crazy. Which works for me because I've never.
All good.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried having a pet?
Yes.
How did that work out? I'm just wondering, if you can't feed this every 2 weeks, how did it go? Was it a cat or a dog, and how long did it live for?
Yeah, well, actually, it was a dog, and he just passed away like 3 weeks ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Just how to make it's a little bit more awkward. So
yeah, well, it's not a big deal. He lived 15 years.
Wow.
But to play into my irresponsibility tangent that we were on, I got the dog when I was in grade 12.
Okay.
And then
So for somebody who's from the UK, what age is that?
That's the last grade of high school. So it's like 17, I think.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, 16, 17. So I got him then, and then I moved away and let my parents look after him.
Oh, okay. Standard. Like,
Yeah,
I want a pet. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
and then leave for somebody else.
Well, what else is crazy, I guess, is that, what helped me in my bid to my mom and dad to get this pet is that I have 3 younger siblings. And so they all piped up and said, look, we'll help look after the dog. And so, because that was the big deal, is that mom and dad did not want to have to be responsible for this dog. And so we got him, and he's such a great pup. Anyway, it's really sad. I really miss him a lot, actually, especially being on the ship when he passed away. It was just awful.
It's always tough.
But anyway, the thing is, he lived to be 15. So
that's a good age for a pup.
Especially, he's a big dog too. Like, it was remarkable. But that's what's hilarious about it is that, like, mom and dad were like, okay, fine. Like, if the kids look after him, we'll get a dog. And then 7 years later, all the kids move away, and mom and dad have to look after the dog for 7 years.
I've heard that story before. That sounds quite familiar. Yeah, we've my wife, she's got a little dog, and obviously it's our dog now, but she's had it for 15 years as well.
Really?
So
Awesome.
I'm sure his time is coming closer to the end.
Yeah.
He's a small little crossbreed between a Chihuahua, and he's very small, normally very quiet, likes to, and now he's at the point in life where all he likes to do is sit on the couch and ignore everybody else.
Yeah.
But I have a 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
Who, and the dog's name is Stitch.
Yeah.
Stitch. And so Theo, my son, is now running around the house going, Stitches, Stitches!
Yeah.
And he loves Stitches.
Yeah.
But Stitches doesn't love Theo so much. So there's this kind of like awkwardness because he wants to go and pet him, but he's very back offish.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he's done well so far. But he looks like, I've always compared him to Einstein.
Really?
Because he looks like he's now older, so he's got more, he's always been white and black, but he's more white and grey and a little bit of black. But he's got these big wispy moustache, and big wispy eyebrows. And I actually found this great artist online called Chris Beto, and she basically takes like pictures of animals, and she like turns them into these amazing caricatures. Like I've seen many people do it, but the way they do it is really quite exceptional.
Sweet. What's her name again?
Chris Beto.
Okay, well,
So
give
you
her a
can
shout out.
Yeah, she's very cool.
Sweet.
And
maybe I'll get one done for my dog.
you should do. It's really cool. I'll find it. I've got a
really
picture
awesome.
on my phone somewhere, but it does this great image, and she did it of him. Yeah, he's sitting on a couch reading a book with a picture of Einstein next to him. He's got like a little dog, all his favourite toys, which I told her about. She's got scattered all around the room. Yeah, very good, very cool.
Sweet.
But that was a great one. So I gave that to the wife a few years ago as a present. She loved that. So that's a good one. You should get that done.
Yeah, I will. I've been going through all these photos of him and videos, and it's just. It's so crazy how quickly he got sick. You know what I mean? Like he passed away in December, but even the start of November, I found this video of him like running down the lane and jumping over the stream and stuff. Anyway, he was an awesome dog.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
you must be excited to head home.
Yes, I'm looking forward to sleeping and spending some time with the family. Yeah, it's you know what it is I do, and you've seen me around all day, every day, and we talk frequently, but it's a lot of hours. It's busy, and 24/7 for as long as you're here. So it's going to be nice to get home and finally shut down, and collapse in a heap. Talk jargon, and probably just cry myself to sleep for a few days, but you know, until my son jumps on my hand and starts going, "Daddy, Daddy."
I'm sure there's aspects of the job that you miss though when you're on vacation. Is there?
Yeah, well, I'm a big people person. I love socializing. I love being around people, and you know, being the public figure you are. You know, everybody sees you around, and so you're around about a lot here. But
so when you go into Starbucks and they're not like, "Oh, hi, cruise director Tim," like you kind of like get sad that they don't know who you are.
No, I kind of like it at that point in time. I'm quite happy. I'm like, nobody knows me. You're not, but you know, having worked here yourself and then gone on vacation, many people who work at sea have the same issue, that when they return home, they walk into the local supermarket and they're holding the door for people and they're going, good morning, and everyone just looks at you like you're a nutter because they're not used to that. And then it kind of takes a little while to go, okay, I don't need to greet every single person in the street, because that's not required. So
how long have you been a cruise director?
Cruise director 3.5 years, but been at sea for 11 years.
Wow, so I'm sure you have some stories.
Seen a lot of this stuff out the window here. Many different seas, some nice and calm, some much rougher than this. I've been in situations where your porthole would be underwater. So
really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, you don't really want to. It's not necessary. Just hear the stories and go, thank you, and just be grateful you've never had to experience it
with
firsthand.
These bigger ships, like I find like the ship isn't rocky enough for me. You know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean, because I
like being reminded that I'm on a boat every once in a while. You know, I really enjoy that.
Me too. Yeah. Now, I grew up in the industry boat, so both my parents worked at sea. Mum was at sea for 27 years. My father was at sea for 35 years. He was a cruise director for 20 years.
Your dad was a cruise director?
20 years. No, we're wrong. But many other companies.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
And so I grew up in the industry and on a variety of different ships. Yeah. So I'm used to the old school liners, 400 guests to 1,500 guests, and even whether like we're looking at now, you'd feel the bumping up and down and the moving around and the rocking, and I used to love that, and the creaking of the ship, and it made you feel you're at sea. Now these big ships, they're amazing, and there's so much to do and see, and it's a great way for the whole family to vacation at once and keep entertained and occupied. But as you say, I don't feel like we're on a ship necessarily, because it's so big. Like the way it doesn't so much ride the waves like a smaller ship does. It'll crashes through them because they're so big and they're so heavy. So occasionally, as you know, you feel this like shudder from side to side, more like a violent, not like an earthquake maneuver as opposed to a ship roll. And that's because we're not going with the flow. We're just kind of
we're
plowing through it. Just crashing through. So that's where you kind of feel that.
I've worked on a couple of smaller boats where you just like you wake up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden like you weigh 400 pounds.
Yes.
I mean, your face is just getting smushed into the pillow, and then in the next instant, like you're weightless.
And then you're light. On the first ship I worked on with a different company about 11 years ago. It was much smaller. It was 500 guests.
Really?
Only, and to put it in perspective, it was 16,000 tons, the ship.
And what was your job when you first started?
I was stage and production manager and DJ. Because on a ship that small, you double up.
Yeah, sure.
So you're doing both. but you could time it in rough weather. So if you got it right at the stairs, you could jump,
you could jump like
the whole flight of stairs in one hit. That was always fun. I'd be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And if you mistimed it, you didn't get very far up the stairs at all. So, but yeah.
My thing was in the gym when you're doing the pull-ups to time it right so that you could do like 7
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
and then take a little break.
Ooh, I'm gonna rest this one while I suddenly feel the force of gravity and I wait 10 times my body weight. Go.
Yeah, sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how beneficial that is in training, to be quite honest.
Well,
but that's always been fun. You know, trying to work out on a cruise ship's also something different. Like if you go for a run and it's rocky, again, the treadmill's all over the place. You're trying to stay focused, and then it's shuddering from side to side, and you're up and you're down.
It's a whole other ballgame.
It's again, it's back in running through an earthquake, which people don't do.
Yeah, no.
For good reason as well.
I've often wondered if it's better for you when you're lifting weights because there is that discrepancy in the weight. Like, is that like better for your muscles?
But then is it cheating?
You know what I mean? Like,
because if you've got like 20 pounds, you're trying to lift 20 pounds, but then are you only lifting like 10?
Yes, but then the next time you're lifting 25, you know what I mean? Like the next moment. I just mean like the tiny little discrepancies. Say you're putting up like, I don't know, 70 pounds in each hand, like shoulder press, like I do from time to time. I'm just joking.
Yeah, me too. I do 80 pounds. I'm so strong.
Yeah, but when you do that and then
drinking
like,
my tea.
Yeah, I gotta ask somebody. I'm pretty sure like if one guy worked out, if twin brothers worked out, one of them on a ship, one of them on land, did the exact same exercises, I think the ship guy would like bulk up a little bit.
You reckon?
So as a cruise director, you probably have a lot of like funny questions from guests and stuff?
Yeah, you get some interesting ones. Now, there's, I mean, cruise directors have been around obviously as long as cruising has, and they used to do many of them on farewell shows, farewell shows, and some still do, I believe. They used to do a little segment of silly questions they get from guests.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've heard this many times, many different people, and but over the years, I have now heard almost every single one of these asked legitimately from someone somewhere at some point in time. Questions, because as well, you know, we have a helipad on the front of the ship as well, and some guests will look at that and they'll be like, where did the crew sleep on? Like, did the crew sleep on board?
Yeah.
And we just look at them, no, we land a helicopter every night at 1 o'clock in the morning and start sending them home. Or does the ship generate its own electricity?
Yeah.
No, we're running a cable behind us all the way from our home port. And someone's rolling it back up as we head home again.
That's so funny. I feel dumb because when you asked that, I was just like, "Oh, that's a legitimate question."
Not really.
For some reason in my head, I was thinking like whether we had a nuclear reactor or not.
Yeah, well, we'd still be generating our own electricity.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then the people like, do these stairs go up or down? That was one that baffled me once. I'm like, do these stairs? Kind of depends which way you're walking, I guess. You know. But I'd say all of these, they all started off as like a joke, and but I've had them all at some point. The elevators go to the front of the ship. You know, and they just come one after the other. And there's some pretty. Is the toilet water fresh or salt?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
2 reasons. Number 1 and number 2. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you get interesting questions occasionally. They're the sort of more silly ones where you kind of laugh and then you're like, oh, you're serious. And then you try and kind of keep it together and give them a serious answer, to which, can be difficult at times.
Yeah.
Apart from that, stories. Oh, I've seen many stories. I've seen some very rough weather.
Yeah.
Really rough weather. What we're looking at here is very calm and tranquil. I've seen sort of 50 to 60 foot waves, which are huge. You know, you don't want to get stuck
when that
in
happens, do you get like quite genuinely scared, or
only once? There was once in my early days we were in weather like that, and the next wave, as we were coming down from the crest of one wave, I was on the back of the ship. We were down in Europe, Bay of Biscay, and as the back of the ship was coming down,
and
the next wave was higher than the back deck of the ship, so you could see it coming up. And
where were you on the ship watching this?
I was on the back of the ship.
On the open deck?
Yeah, I was on open deck working. I was having to secure some stuff.
You're up there just dropping some
party
beats.
for one. It's gonna be a storm party. Yeah. But so that was pretty bad, and that went on for a couple of days, all in all.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Well, what are you up to tonight?
Same thing I'm up to every night.
Yeah.
Trying to take over the world. No.
Dude, it's been great hanging out with you. I'm gonna miss you when you take off.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna miss you too.
Hopefully our ships will dock somewhere and we can go off to a Margaritaville and
because I might not be so busy on the other. on the other ship. Might be a little bit easier and quieter.
Yeah,
but yeah, if not, you know, I might be able to drag you over to wherever I am.
Sweet, man.
I'm sure our paths will cross.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers, buddy.
Been a pleasure.
All the best, man.